Hi, and welcome to the BANKEX Smart Asset Creation Demo. This screencast demo is intended to show the principles behind the tokenization of assets for liquidity, as presented in the BANKEX whitepaper. Here we'll explain how BANKEX will tokenize an asset to create a smart asset on the Ethereum blockchain. To begin the demo, you first need to install the MetaMask plugin. Then you will need to log in to Ropsten Ethereum. This test network will provide us with the test ethers needed to pay for the transactions in the demo. Look for the link in the video description below. To create a smart asset, we first need to select the type of asset we want to tokenize. The Smart Asset Creation tool currently enables us to tokenize cars, real estate objects, and Apple devices. For the sake of simplicity, this video will demonstrate how to create a car token, so you can get a better understanding of what a smart asset is and how it works. BANKEX technology is extremely innovative and scalable, and was designed to create more complex, tailor-made financial products. If you can't find an asset type that you need, you can submit a request to the BANKEX Foundation to create it. Once you have chosen your asset type, click on the Create Asset button and you will see the first step on the screen, Contract Initiation. Once clicked, you will see the Contract Initiation page. On this page, you will need to fill out the customer information and the general information sections. BANKEX will then verify the information that has been submitted. All smart asset creation operations are stored on the blockchain. We will be able to see the address of the smart contract we have created when we are finished. Users will also be able to view our open source code. In this demo, however, we will not explore that option. Now we will proceed to the initial input field of the contract. Our first step will be to provide information about the person or entity that is creating the smart asset, also known as the originator. In this demo, we will only use simplified information about the originator. We only need the originator's Ethereum wallet address from MetaMask. We will collect more information needed for the creation of the smart asset as we move forward in the demo. Next, you enter your email address. At this point, the user will choose a suitable KYC provider from a menu. This might be an internal BANKEX KYC adapter or an external KYC product integrated within BANKEX. Here we will choose KYC provider number 1. A form will appear and we will need to complete it with all the basic information about our asset. For the car token, we will enter the following information: the VIN number, the car model, a Mazda for example, and other asset characteristics, for example, the color, the mileage, and the year the car was produced. The BANKEX protocol might need additional information about the asset as we proceed with the creation of the smart asset. And for this, another smart contract with additional data on the same asset could be created, for example, for triggers related to the asset performance or depreciation. This might be a file which will be stored with BANKEX partner Microsoft Azure. After providing the basic information, BANKEX stores this information on Microsoft Azure and on the Ethereum blockchain. BANKEX doesn't store all the information on the blockchain, only part of it. This shared storage technology significantly reduces the cost of creating a smart contract and protects client confidentiality. Then we need to proceed to the next step in asset tokenization, where we will validate information provided at the beginning. This is important so we can be sure the asset is correctly valued. The correct value of the asset is entirely dependent on the input of correct data. When it is completed, we will see that our car token has been created and it has its own ID. This information will be available as a card, like on an e-commerce site. BANKEX has a mobile app available on Google Play and the Apple Store, and anyone with the app can use it to see the smart asset token for the car which we have just created. The token can also be seen on Etherscan. For different smart asset types, different ERC-20 compliant tokens can be created. Using tokens, it will be possible to buy, sell, and own a fraction of the smart asset. After creating the smart asset, we will need to crawl the information. For this, we will need to collect data from IoT sensors. IoT sensors might be different for different types of assets. In this demo version, we will use a smartphone app that might emulate different IoT signals. It can collect data such as latitude and longitude, photo data. IoT sensors might also register data from an accelerometer, for example. For different asset types, we can use a variety of data from different sensors. It depends on the asset type, formulas, and smart contracts used. Now we go to the audit, validation, and escrow steps. The validation step is where internal checks and crawlers are used to confirm that the data is correct according to external sources. Second, external oracles will gather information on those same external data sources. This step involves escrow agents. When we see, for example, that an asset has passed the internal BANKEX validation step, but hasn't passed the external oracle step, the asset will pass into escrow until the matter can be resolved. The extent to which an asset needs to be validated will also affect its final price. After providing all the needed information about the asset and the validation process is complete, we will proceed to the tokenization step. This will involve the creation of additional information. There might be legal or commercial conditions, such as customs duties, or any other conditions listed in the asset tokenization formula. The BANKEX tokenization technology allows us to adapt smart assets to any location or legal jurisdiction in the world. Now we are ready to calculate the smart asset price. The value of an asset is also calculated on the blockchain and thus prevents any manipulation or tampering with information in the future. We see here that the price of the asset, considering all the data that we have taken into account as a result of the validation of the asset, comes to about 0.013 ethers. At this point, we can put the asset up for sale. The sale of smart assets takes place in the BANKEX exchange. Let's take a look now and see how this works. Here we click the Put on Sale button for the smart assets to be released. There will be an ISAO procedure, that's an initial smart asset offering procedure, which allows the owner of the actual asset to attract capital from buyers of the smart asset, the CAR token. So our smart asset has been created and its existence has been recorded on the blockchain. This is the card that shows what it will look like. At the moment, our smart asset only has a single owner. This is us, the originator of the smart asset. If we want, we can go to the list of all assets here in the demo, and we can see that our smart asset appears on the list. This is a simplified version of the BANKEX exchange. If we click on the smart asset, then we can see the card and all the information about the asset we have just created. If we click on all assets, we get to the list of smart assets by type. This list here in the demo, in fact, is the prototype of the BANKEX Smart Assets Exchange. At the moment, the dynamic performance of smart assets on the exchange is not available. In this demo version, we see here that under the types of smart assets, there can be lists of subcategories of smart assets. If we click on this asset, it is loaded with information from the blockchain so that we can learn about the characteristics of the smart asset. If we like what we see, we can enter our location and click the Buy Asset button. To see what happens with a smart asset, you can open blockchain and see that recently a smart asset token changed ownership. So we open this operation and see that in the smart contract in which we originally tokenized the car, the smart asset has been transferred from one owner to another. If we click on this smart asset token, we can see that there is still just one owner, but he is a different owner from the originator. And so now this smart asset is owned by another person. This process demonstrates the tokenization of real-world assets and clearly, transparently, and fairly shows their value, who owns them, and what transactions have taken place with them. Once again, this demonstration has used a kind of smart asset that has been substantially simplified for the sake of the demo. BANKEX tokenizes fintech products for complex asset types. It is important to understand that for actual tokenization of our asset, that is, for the creation of a smart asset, we will need to purchase and use BANKEX tokens, and not the test Ether. The BANKEX token, with its official listing name BKX, will be available with a BANKEX token sale. In the future, BKX tokens used for the tokenization of assets will actually be classic utility tokens that will be used by smart asset originators to pay for the creation of smart assets, to purchase other smart assets or portions of other smart assets, to pay BANKEX fees for transactions, and for general use within the BANKEX platform. And that's the demo for the creation of smart assets within the BANKEX Proof of Asset protocol. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more updates and demos.